Most people come to trading looking for freedom, time freedom, financial freedom. Some even chase emotional freedom. But what they find instead is themselves. I want you to really take a breath before we begin today. Because this isn't another video about indicators or entry points. This is about you. Let me ask you something personal. Did you choose trading because it was trending, or because you see yourself as a challenger, someone willing to face what 95% of people cannot? Because that's the reality. 95% of traders lose money, not because they can't read a chart, but because they can't read themselves. And I hope that you're not here to chase quick success. You're here to discover the version of you who can endure, adapt, and thrive. Market isn't your enemy. It doesn't reward. It doesn't punish. It doesn't care. It simply reflects flawlessly who you are in that moment. Have you ever exited a trade too early, only to watch it hit your target right after? Or doubled down on a loss, desperate to make it back? You're not alone. You might be brilliant at chart analysis, but if you find yourself hesitating on live trades, sabotaging your setups, or violating your own rules, then what you're battling isn't technical. It's emotional. Let me share something personal with you. When I first started trading, I was obsessed with my demo account. I back-tested, I learned the interface, I could recite risk-reward ratios like a robot, but something strange happened when I moved to real money. My hands would sweat. I hesitated. I exited early. I overtraded. You see, your demo account teaches you calculus and clicks, not emotions. It prepares you for the system, but not for yourself. And until you face the emotional part of trading, you're shadowboxing. You're practicing to win in a world that runs on psychology. I'll tell you this. Self-awareness is the only edge that doesn't decay. Strategies age. Indicators lag. The market evolves. But your ability to stay aware of your emotions, that's what lets you adapt. Let's talk about that. Because emotions don't come alone. They come with biases. Fear doesn't just cause panic. It triggers confirmation bias. Greed isn't just about wanting more. It's the anchor that makes you hold losing trades. And you can't fix these with discipline alone. You need reflection, observation, a method to know yourself. Let's turn inward. Imagine sitting quietly after a trade and opening your trading journal not just for numbers, but for feelings. Before the trade even happened, you might have felt a tightness in your chest or a buzzing excitement. During the trade, perhaps doubt crept in. Should I take profit now? Or your heart raced with the chart's every tick. And after exiting, you might feel relief mixed with disappointment, or even self-judgment for not sticking to your plan. In a journal, write all that down. Note the date, the instrument, and the outcome, but also your emotional state at each stage. What you were thinking, what worried you, what gave you confidence. Psychologists emphasize that frequent journaling makes you aware of your thinking. By writing soon after the trade, you observe what happened, how you processed the event, how it impacted you emotionally. Over time, this builds positive habit patterns and reveals your hidden triggers. Let me share a journal entry with you as an example, something that might feel familiar. Example journal entry, today's trade. I bought gold at $32.50, long bias. Before entry, my palms were sweaty. I felt eager because the chart looked strong, but also a little shaky in the pit of my stomach. I remember thinking, I hope this doesn't turn against me. I noted that fear. I've been burned by false breakouts recently, and excitement. This felt like a clear signal. During trade, at first, the price went up slowly. I felt relieved, but then I saw it wobble. For a moment, panic flickered. Did I do the wrong thing? My mind raced with, what if I'm wrong? I almost tightened my stop, but caught myself and let the plan breathe. My breathing had sped up. I felt my heart pounding as the price retraced. I paused, took a deep breath, and reminded myself, trust this signal and your rules. After exit, I sold it for a small profit. I feel relieved and a bit proud that I didn't stop out early. At the same time, there's a twinge of regret. If only I had let it run a bit more. I wrote that down too. Notably, I realized I felt guilty for even feeling regret about a winner. Perhaps my definition of success needs tweaking. We pause and reflect on this entry. I noticed anxiety before and adrenaline during, but I followed my plan and profited. Writing it out helps me see that the fear was a reaction, and that reminding myself of my rules calmed me. Over weeks, a pattern emerges. Maybe every morning I second guess, or after winning, I immediately chase a bigger win. By journaling, I turn a sequence of trades into a conversation with myself. Each note, emotional and factual, becomes a clue to who I am as a trader. Now let's go deeper and explore personality. In a moment, we'll try a short quiz designed by trading psychologist Dr. Brett Steenbarger. It's not about right or wrong, it's a mirror. I'll ask a question, and I want you to answer honestly in your mind. We'll group the answers by theme to see what they reveal. First question. When something goes against you in the market, do you often find yourself venting frustration? Pause and think. Have you ever stomped your foot, cursed, or closed charts angrily after a loss? If that's you, mentally check yes. Second, do you enjoy, or did you as a child enjoy, roller coasters or other thrill rides? Basically, do you love adrenaline and novelty? If roller coasters excite you more than relax you, answer yes. Third, do you often find yourself procrastinating over work? This asks if you sometimes put off tasks you know you should do. Say yes if you catch yourself delaying trading plans or research until later. Fourth, do you consider yourself moody? Sometimes rather up, sometimes rather down. If your emotions swing from confidence to doubt frequently during trading, answer yes. Fifth, would you generally prefer going out and partying with friends rather than staying at home with a good book or movie? Reflect on whether you're drawn to social, novel activities instead of quiet routine. Answer honestly. Sixth, do you often find yourself apologizing to others because you forgot to do something you were supposed to do? This catches forgetfulness or being scatterbrained. If you frequently say sorry for missed commitments, that's another yes. Seventh, are you generally high-strung, tense, or stressed? Think about your baseline. Do you often feel on edge even before the markets open? If yes, mark it. Eighth, if given the choice at a buffet, would you prefer to try exotic foods you've never heard of rather than familiar dishes? In other words, do you seek new experiences and risks? Answer yes if you love trying unknown things. Ninth, when you have a task that needs to be done around the house, do you tend to take a quick and dirty approach rather than a meticulous, painstaking approach? This reveals if you sometimes rush instead of being methodical. 10th, after losing trade, do you often feel guilty or get down on yourself? If a loss makes you berate yourself or feel really low, that is a yes. 11th, have you experimented with or regularly used 2 or more recreational drugs other than alcohol in your life? This one gauges thrill-seeking behavior. Answer yes if it applies. 12th, are you often late for appointments or for social plans you've made? Mentally note yes if this is true for you. Now let's interpret. Tally your yes answers by question groups. Questions 1, 4, 7, and 10 about frustration, mood swings, stress, guilt, tap into neuroticism. If most of your yeses landed here, you might be higher in this trait, meaning you're very sensitive to market setbacks and prone to anxiety or anger about losses. That's okay. Many traders feel these emotions. Knowing this, you can prepare strategies like micro breaks or affirmations for when those emotions spike. Questions 2, 5, 8, and 11. Thrill rides, partying, exotic choices, drug use, relate to impulsivity and openness to experience. A high score here suggests you crave novelty and excitement. That can mean you enjoy the thrill of big moves and may jump into trades for the buzz. It also means you might get bored with slow markets or routine strategies. Questions 3, 6, 9, and 12. Procrastination, forgetting, quick versus careful work, tardiness. Point at conscientiousness. Yes, answers here indicate lower conscientiousness. You might sometimes act spontaneously or struggle with planning. Conversely, mostly no in this group suggests you're organized and disciplined. Now pause and reflect on your pattern. Are you high in neuroticism? Group 1. High openness / impulsivity? Group 2. Low conscientiousness? Group 3. Everyone is a mix, and none of these is bad. They just influence your style. For example, if you scored high on impulsivity but low on conscientiousness, you might be the type who loves a fast trade, but then second guesses if you set a proper stop. If you scored low on neuroticism and high on conscientiousness, you might be very systematic and rule-driven, staying calm in volatile markets. Steenbarger points out that the best trend-following traders often have low neuroticism, low openness, meaning they don't chase excitement, and high conscientiousness. They stick to a plan and aren't easily swayed by emotions. But even if your profile differs, you can use this self-knowledge. For instance, a high openness trader might deliberately build in variety or excitement, like studying new markets, so they don't act impulsively. A higher neuroticism trader might practice relaxation techniques or walk away when anxiety rises. The key is, this quiz is a tool for awareness, not a verdict. Since 95% among traders are losing money, I considered adding this chapters too. Let's gently check if any patterns are causing harm. We'll go through a simple self-test called the Trading Disorder Scale. This isn't to label you, but to help you notice if trading has become an unhealthy focus. For each statement below, pause and reflect. If it fits you and has been true in the past year, mentally note it. We'll review your count at the end. Compulsive trading. I spend every day trading, always thinking about past trades or the next one. Trading has become my main activity. Reflect. Have you found yourself constantly reading market news or planning trades to the point it crowds out other parts of life? Increasing tolerance. Money. I keep needing to trade with more and more money to get the same excitement. Think, do smaller bets bore you now, making you take larger positions for a thrill? Increasing tolerance. Time/instruments. I find myself spending more and more time trading or jumping into new types of trades to feel satisfied. Consider, are you on your screen longer or exploring exotic markets just to keep interest? Irritability when stopping. If I try to trade less, I feel restless, anxious, or irritable. Ask yourself, have you attempted to take a break or step back from trading and felt uncomfortable or on edge? Sleep disruption for trading. My sleep is off. I might stay up late or wake up early just to trade or watch markets. Recall, do you sacrifice sleep to trade or stay updated on global markets, even on days without major events? Failed efforts to quit. I've tried to cut back or quit trading multiple times but couldn't. Think, have you promised yourself limits like only trading weekends or setting a max loss and repeatedly broken them? Loss of other interests. I've lost interest in hobbies or friends' activities because I'm too focused on trading. Reflect. Are you skipping things you used to enjoy, like sports, reading, or outings, because trading feels more urgent? Trading as stress relief. I often trade when I feel stressed, anxious, or sad. Trading is a way to cope with these feelings. Consider, do you find yourself using trading to forget personal problems or the stress of your day as a means of escape? Chasing losses. After a losing trade, I immediately try to win back the loss, even risking more. Picture, when you lose money, do you often jump right back in on the same or next day, feeling a strong urge to get even? Lying about trading. I've lied to others, or even to myself, about how much I trade or how I'm doing. Ask, have you hidden trading losses or only talked about your wins to avoid worrying family/friends? Jeopardized relationships or work. Trading has damaged an important relationship, job, or educational opportunity. Think, has your trading habit caused serious conflicts at work or home, or led to missing important responsibilities? Financial rescue. I've had to borrow money or rely on others financially because of trading losses. Reflect. Have trading losses ever put you in a tight spot where you needed to get money from someone else or default on something? Suicidal thoughts, emergent warning sign. I've had thoughts of wanting to die or actually planned suicide related to trading problems. If any trading loss has ever pushed you into despair or hopelessness, even fleetingly, this is serious. If you find yourself here, please know help is available. Talk to a professional or someone you trust right away. Now review. You've mentally answered yes or no to each. If 5 or more felt true for you in the past year, that's a red flag. Research shows that endorsing 5 or more criteria can indicate a trading disorder. Even 3 or 4 means you could be at risk. If most answers were no or just 1 or 2 yeses, that generally means trading hasn't become pathological yet. But be honest about those yeses you did note. Even 2 or 3 yeses suggests it's worth watching your habits. Maybe set stricter rules, like only trading during certain hours, or taking regular week-long breaks. If none apply, celebrate that balance. If you find yourself ticking 5 or more, it's time to take action. This doesn't mean you're broken. It means your passion for trading may have started hurting you. Consider reaching out. A trading mentor, psychologist, or support group can help you bring back control. It's okay to ask for help before things go further. Remember, professional traders often recommend treating trading losses like a cost of doing business, not a personal failing. You deserve support if trading ever makes you feel desperate. Throughout this process, Keep being gentle with yourself. Discovering your patterns, your fears, your excitements, your quirks is empowering. It's the first step to transforming how you trade. Think of this journey as a conversation with your future, calmer self. With each journal note, each honest answer, you illuminate another piece of who you are. Embrace that self-awareness. It might be the most powerful trading tool you ever used. Now let's aligning your plan with your psychology. Once you know yourself, you can finally create a trading plan that fits you. That's where most traders go wrong. They copy strategies from people whose minds operate differently. A scalper needs speed and detachment. A swing trader needs patience and conviction. A rule-based trader needs conscientiousness and low neuroticism. Don't choose a strategy that looks good on paper. Choose one that feels natural in your body. That's the intersection of edge and execution. The final stage of self-discovery is integration. Knowing your biases is not enough. You must build counterweights. If you know you're impulsive, use a checklist. If you know you overtrade, set daily trade limits. If you fear loss, use fixed risk percentages and accept the math. Emotions are inevitable, but actions are a choice. And the goal of trading psychology isn't to completely eliminate emotion, but to choose how you respond to it. The market doesn't demand perfection. It demands presence. It rewards those who show up with awareness, not ego. Curiosity, not certainty. Before you master charts, indicators, and news, master the instrument that controls them all. Trading is not a job. It's a mirror, and the clearest reflections come not from your screen, but from within. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who trades, someone who's ready to meet themselves. Thanks for watching.